Hi, this is Josh, the owner of Shamma Sandals, and today on Run With Us, we're going to be running in Santa Cruz, California on West Cliff Drive. Let's get going. It was like an old man trying to take back chowder at a delicatessen. Not a pretty picture. So we're running West Cliff Drive today, and West Cliff Drive is gonna be a 5-mile run. It's 2.5 miles each direction, and we started on the northern end at Natural Bridges State Park, and we're gonna run all the way down to Bay Street and turn around. It's an incredible day, actually. So we're in for a treat. So far on Run With Us, I've actually been avoiding doing this run, and mostly because it's not my favorite place to run. And I am so spoiled here in Santa Cruz. There are so many incredible places to run. This one is, I mean, it doesn't get much better. You just look to your right, there's the Pacific Ocean in all its glory. It can be pretty crowded here. I like running on trails more, and mostly it's the crowds of people. So if I'm gonna run by the ocean, I'll usually run by the harbor. But I was thinking about it. I've got a lot of really good memories here. My first run in Sandals was here. My father-in-law, Mike, had made me a pair of sandals. This was when I just first heard about running minimalist and barefoot. So Mike, he brought home some material that he got from work, and it was this floppy rubber sheet. We cut out foot shapes, and then he bought some paracord at a local hardware store. We even looked on, so now it's Zero shoes, but it used to be Invisible shoes. And Steve Sashin's guide, how do you tie your huaraches, right? So we're looking on that. We make these sandals, and I ran in them the entire length of West Cliff in these super floppy pieces of rubber and paracord all around my feet. It was the worst run I think I've ever had, and I gave up on sandals for probably 6 months. They were so bad. That's where I started, and it was right out here on West Cliff. So West Cliff has been pretty important to me in my running, even though it's not a place I go to much anymore. But when I started in minimalist running, I was actually working here on the west side, and I would run from work. And at that time, I was just trying to run in anything, or trying to run barefoot as much as I could. I was ripping the soles and liners out of shoes. I had a pair of moccasins. We'd get them at Christmas time, the moccasins, and if you took the liner out, it was just this thin piece of a soling material on the bottom. I ran in those a couple times, and then I got some Vibram 5 fingers, and I loved them. I had my KSOs, and I was running everywhere in those things. It was here at West Cliff where I went from never being a runner to somebody that was running 3 and 4 miles 4 or 5 times a week, and that's kind of where I learned to run minimalist. So it's got a special place, and it's always been here growing up. But wow, look at this. It's just incredible out here today.
I know, I'm pretty good looking, aren't I?
So there really is a lot to see here on West Cliff Drive, not just the ocean, but we also have one of Santa Cruz's most iconic landmarks, which is the lighthouse. What kind of got me pumped to do a run with us out here was I was here Wednesday, and it was storming. I wanted to run my normal trails up at Wilder Ranch, and it was closed because the storms were so bad. And if you think the sea is pumping today, it was 10 times that the other day. The sea was angry that day, my friends. It was like an old man trying to take back chowder at a delicatessen. Not a pretty picture. But I was out here, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so incredible. With the ocean going nuts right now, we gotta run out there and film it. a beautiful day today, absolutely beautiful.
I just realized that this is Willie's jacket.
Oh wow.
It's the same thing as mine, but a slightly different color. It was dark this morning when I got up, so I wasn't really looking at the color. I'm sorry, Willie, I'll wash it.
One of the things that I just realized we're running here and trying to analyze this run, you know, somebody giving a tour. But one of the cool things is when you come around from the north side and you get past the lighthouse, you can see Santa Cruz, you can see the wharf, the Big Dipper, you know, at the boardwalk, and the Santa Cruz Mountains. So the view totally changes, which I hadn't really thought about before, but it's pretty amazing. It's fun actually. From the west side you can get some great views of the Santa Cruz Mountains, and you can see those clouds there. This storm is just kind of passing over, and we're gonna get some more in a few hours. So here we are at the crowded intersection of West Cliff Drive and Bay Street. This is our turnaround point. We've gone about 2.5 miles, maybe a little bit more. I think the whole run technically would clock in at about maybe 5.25 miles. If you just go right down the hill, you'll be at the Santa Cruz Wharf, and then a little bit further on is the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. So we're really close to those awesome landmarks right now, and we're gonna turn around and head back. Besides the ocean and the cliffs and the mountains and the lighthouse and all that, which are beautiful, there's actually a lot of really nice houses here. I love checking out these great houses and these great designs. That's another thing, is just some of the great architecture and houses and all that. It's also a little bit sad too, because growing up here, all the houses were tiny, and slowly but surely they all get replaced with these giant, you know, McMansions and stuff like that. But they're still pretty, and so there's a lot of cool stuff to look at. So for whatever reason, it must not be a good day to surf, even though the waves are pretty big, because I only see one person out there. And that's the other thing you get when you come out to West Cliff to run. There's usually people surfing. There's one guy right now. It's an added bonus. There's a lot going on out here. Most of the time when you're on a run, I just want to point out how easy it is to adjust the sandals. They were feeling a little bit loose, and so all I had to do, once all this stuff is set into place, it's really just a matter of adjusting the heel strap. And when I adjusted them, I think I put them on just maybe a hair too tight. So I just have to adjust this heel strap like that. Okay, that feels good. I'm ready to go again. The sandals are really easy to use, and especially during a run, I wanted them to be set up so that it's not hard to make adjustments like on the fly. So making these run with us videos now since the fall, I've been filming them with my brother Sean here and my brother Willie. One thing I've learned about Sean, he has zero shame yelling in public or talking at the top of his lungs, like zero shame. Anytime he'll just break out in.
I'm kind of loud? You're saying I'll be loud in weird situations? I'm not loud!
I'm gonna try and run away from him. Ah! All right, here we are. We finished our run. We're back at Natural Bridges State Beach, and it's been a great day. We've seen so much. We've seen the ocean going crazy today, huge waves, all kinds of spray coming up off the rocks. There was some awesome sunlight. We saw the lighthouse, we saw the wharf, we saw the boardwalk, the Santa Cruz Mountains, and it's just beautiful out here today. It's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Run With Us. Thanks for running with us. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button.